welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in. You are dialed into Let's Talk Nutrition, coast to coast and worldwide, globally. Glad you could stop by today, wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show on this planet, and whatever you may be doing. Hope you're staying ahead of the game a little bit, staying on task with your health, trying to, fit it in. That's what most people do. They fit the health agenda into everything else. I get it. And they try to catch as catch can. Well, it's better. That's better than nothing. Now, other people, they're obsessed on the other end of this spectrum, and that's all they do all day. Work out, juice. Yeah. Somewhere in the middle is probably a good spot to be, because you can get carried away, right? But you don't want to get carried away. If you follow my drift there, you want to take care of yourself so you don't get carried away.
It's like a work and life balance, It's
tough. It's tough. The exigencies of everyday life take over. There are people listening and watching the show, Gary, have 2 jobs, 3 jobs.
Oh, yeah.
Single moms, single parents, dads, with kids. When do you have a moment to think about your health, right?
I have to turn it off. I have to make myself turn it off. Because if not, I'll be watching news, reading articles, watching news.
Yeah.
And I have to.
I get it. I find a little window in the evening. I make dinner, and then I watch some TV. Either it'll be news, or I'll try to find I love film. I'll watch some film, a movie, and that's it.
Racing's getting ready to start back up. We'll be watching our F1s when we come in here in the morning.
By the way, for you race car fans, have nothing to do with health here. Formula One is now electronic.
Yeah, they're doing the electric cars now.
They're racing electric cars. Formula One electric cars. What's his name? Jeff is watching it. He told me about it down at what is that station?
Kirkendall.
Yeah, but what station?
970. Yeah.
WFLA 970. It's a big station down here in Florida, man. Here at iHeart 970, man. But Jeff is a good colleague, and he always talks to me. Doc, have you watched the electric Formula One? Because he knows I'm a racing fan. I said, not yet. When do I have time? So you're right. It is about moderation and pace and trying to find the way to fit it in. No guests today. So we have a moment here together. You can call any of your questions, comments, anything that's on your mind that you want to talk about. That's fine. This is a health talk show, but it's also a show about life. It is. I don't know how you talk about people's health and life gets implicated by definition. To me, that's how I see it. But that's just me. I don't compartmentalize it. I did it one time when I first started doing this show, and then I figured it out. I said, no. This is, health is woven into the fabric of everyday life of people. Absolutely. And health is just it's not about physical health. It's mental health, spiritual health, your wellness, which is a different concept, and your general overall well-being. Those are big concepts, and they implicate all dimensions of life, in my opinion. And we forget. Sometimes we forget. There's an interesting story trending. You hear me talk about mindfulness. I learned about mindfulness when I had to be mindful in order to survive, as some of you know. Guess what? They're now teaching it in school. I'll tell you about that. But where? Where would they have the insight to do that? And then there's a story trending also about dementia. Some people say they fear dementia more than death. Interesting story about supplements and dementia. Probably not what you're thinking. You'll see. You can always chime in. You can always comment on what I'm reporting. And if you have something to add from another piece of research, another anecdotal piece of anecdotal evidence, call us. Contact us. We have a variety of ways to do that. And if you'd like to come into the studio, you send me an email or call here, and you're invited. You can come by, come in, sit with us. It's a good idea, right?
Yeah, I like it.
I like that.
Makes it organic.
Be nice for, that's why we show you that one shot. We show you the studio in its very organic form with all my cups all over the place. And here you go. This is Crofter's Concord Grape Organic Jelly. This is Crawford's Concord Premium Spread Strawberry Organic, right? And got some, what do we have here? Oh, look, this is called Once Again Unsweetened and Salt-Free Creamy Lightly Toasted Almond Butter, Organic.
That's what I have on my toast every morning.
It's good stuff, isn't it?
Yes.
Remind me to bring you another bottle.
Okay.
I buy things by the case. I live alone. What am I doing?
Like Hogan. Hogan used to buy like 6 things at one time.
And here's Cascadian Farm Organic Raspberry Fruit Spread. I'm trying that this morning. It tastes pretty good. And my sprouted grain vegan bagel. Yeah, it's organic.
And people don't think you eat.
I do. Not much, but I eat. Here's how to
contact. Did you eat today?
I don't eat. I try not to eat that much. Go ahead, Gary.
877-897-8255. It's 877-897-TALK. You can also reach Dr. Garko at his personal email at drgarko@letstalknutrition.com, on Facebook at Let's Talk Nutrition, on the Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition, and on our 60,000 viewed YouTube page.
Score!
Yeah, Let's Talk Nutrition, where everything is archived by date. It's closed captioned for the hearing impaired, and we have over 60,000 views now. And I have a question.
Yes.
And that is, should you change up your multivitamins and other vitamins that you take regularly?
Yes, in several ways. I will get to that. And since you brought up supplements, let me turn to a story trending. I discovered it in the New York Times. It's a story about a study. Nicholas Bakalar, for the New York Times, is the author of the story, and giving him attribution. And they took a look at a study. Nicholas took a look at a study where they wanted to see if vitamin or mineral supplementation had any effect in preventing dementia. As I said, surveys reveal that people will say they fear death more than dementia. I get that. Come back, I'm going to tell you about this. You're going to be surprised. If those of you are watching, you already see the headline, so you know where the theme is going to go. For those of you listening, when I come back, I'm going to share with you what they found in this study, and then try to bring some perspective on dietary supplementation, and then address that question that we had that came over the transom about should you change up your supplements. At least in a couple of ways, you should do that. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition. Well, hopefully, we are the health supplement for your life. Nutrition, reporting on the story now was, I found it, I scour around, to create the content for the show. I go to different sites and I look for stories about studies. I look for studies about stories. And I'll just look for studies. We're an evidence-based show. But nevertheless, this is a nice article by Nicholas Bakalar, writer for the New York Times. And he referenced a study. It was a meta-analysis. A meta-analysis is a study whereby the researchers take a look. They have a set of criteria where they select or deselect, rather, should more like deselect, studies looking at a certain health issue. And they collapse the data and the findings into one data set, if you will. They create a grand data set, a metadata set, if you want to call it that. And so they're looking at a bunch of studies and then drawing conclusions from all those studies. There is some risk in doing that. It has to be done right, but that's a story for another day. And what they did was they went to the Cochrane database of systematic reviews. That's what they used, that particular database, and they ended up with 28 trials with more than 83,000 cognitively healthy people that were 40 years of age and older. In other words, there were no indications of dementia. The reports that they looked at considered a broad spectrum of vitamins and minerals, either individually or taken in combination in different doses. Then they had follow-ups as long as 18 years. 8 studies took a look at antioxidants like beta-carotene, vitamin C, vitamin E. One study compared vitamin D and calcium to placebos, and then there was a trial of zinc and copper supplementation, included more than 1,000 people. And there was one study on selenium, had 3,700 people. There were 17 trials that they examined that looked at B vitamins or combinations of B vitamins with antioxidants and minerals. So it was quite an array of studies looking at different supplements, in the form of vitamins or minerals. What did they find? In a word, the reviewers, the scientists, did not find, they said, any good evidence that vitamin or mineral supplementation had any, statistically significant or otherwise meaningful effect in preventing dementia. Oh my God, I'm so shocked I'm going to fall out of the chair. I could have told them that before they did it. Why would I have without even looking at one study? Why would I have hypothesized that? Because if you know what the disease is and you know what supplements are, you would never, you just wouldn't get there. Supplements don't work that way. They just don't, and I'll expand on this. They did say, and Mr. Bakalar, who wrote the article, said there was some suggestion of a benefit in long-term supplementation with antioxidants, but even there, he said the evidence was weak. A researcher in psychiatry at Brighton and Sussex Medical School in England, and one of the study's researchers said, "We're a little disappointed." He said, that's a quote. Quote, "We expected to find some evidence of a noticeable impact." And they should have called me. They don't even know I exist. But based on this study, the largest of its kind, Dr. Tabet said, I believe there is no effective vitamin or mineral supplement that a clinician can feel comfortable in recommending to prevent cognitive decline, close quote. I agree with them and I disagree with them. They're making a lot of assumptions here. First of all, they're assuming, and I didn't take a look at the study closely, so I didn't have a chance to look at all the individual studies that they finally called out of the bunch of studies that they looked at and the quality of those studies. That's the first issue. So I don't know about that. What I also don't know is what dosage levels were in these different studies. And how do you know? I mean, and how often did these people take the supplements? What was the time frame in which they took the supplements? And so on. There's a lot of questions here. I would agree. Would I expect somebody to take vitamin C to prevent dementia? Really? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't expect that to happen. That doesn't mean to say, however, because dementia is a multifactorial disease, and you're asking a supplement to contravene or negate some of these very powerful variables that are associated with dementia. That's silly. And now they want to throw out the whole idea of supplementation in terms of brain health. That's a bad idea, and I'll explain.
Don't be stressed out or anxious. Take Hempanol, the only raw CO2 hemp extract available. It's 100% organic with wild oregano P73 extract. You might have heard about CBD, but there's no comparison. Hempanol has the power and potency you need to support your nervous system, stay calm and focused, and maintain a healthy immune system. Unlike other CBD oils, Hempanol contains the full spectrum of phytocannabinoids. Take Hempanol and feel great. And if you suffer from insomnia and can't seem to get that full night's rest, try Hempanol PM. Hempanol PM is specifically formulated to get you the rest you need without feeling sluggish when you wake. It's non-addictive, completely natural, and leaves you feeling energetic and ready to take on the day. To place your order or to find out where to find Hempanol in your area, call 1-800-243-5242, 800-243-5242, or visit us at oreganol.com.
This is Dr. Michael Garko reminding you that every Let's Talk Nutrition show is available as a podcast. Listen on your phone through the iHeartRadio app or on Amazon Echo.
Your shot at $1,000 now. Text the nationwide keyword BANK to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's BANK to 200-200.
From the Safe Touch Security Traffic Center.
Delays on northbound 275 off the Howard Franklin Bridge. A crash off to the right-hand side near the Kennedy and Airport exit area. Also, we're still seeing delays on westbound I-4 from before the Selma connector over towards 275. And construction continues today in South Tampa. West Shore Boulevard shut down about midway between Gandy Boulevard and Kennedy. Use Manhattan or Dale Mabry instead. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm Abrahamson Eudora Hillsborough. Traffic tip line 866-545-9595.
This report is sponsored by Peloton. Live studio classes in the comfort of your home. Whether it's a monthly challenge to meet your goals, a training program for your next race, or setting a new personal best, the Peloton bike will make you want to show up and keep climbing the live leaderboard year-round. Learn more about the Peloton bike at onepeloton.com or visit your local showroom.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take Solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. In fact, according to a national survey, 54% of adults have trouble sleeping. So what can you do about it? Take Solace. Solace is an all-natural dietary supplement formulated to support healthy sleep and relaxation. Solace can help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Formulated with all-natural ingredients, Solace is non-addictive and won't leave you feeling groggy in the morning. Take Solace an hour before bed and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit takesolace.com. That's 877-533-7066 or take SOLUS.com. Look for Solace in your local health and nutrition store. Solace, for a good night's rest naturally.
Napa know-how.
Right now, you can get a $20 prepaid Visa gift card by mail with the purchase of a Napa Legend Premium Battery. Its durability and power make it the obvious choice for people who hate getting stranded by a dead car battery. So pretty much everyone. The Napa Legend Premium Battery and $20 back. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores and Napa Auto Care Centers. Limit 2 per household while supplies last. Offer ends 2/28/19.
At CarMax, when we say we buy all the cars, we mean it. Over the last 20 years, we've purchased millions of cars from coast to coast. In the last year alone, we bought a mountain of Mercurys, an armada of Nissans, a ton of Titans, an ocean of Pacificas, and a sea of Siennas. Not to mention a few Hellcats and a couple of Tornadoes. So no matter what you're selling, CarMax is buying. And we'll buy your car even if you don't buy ours. CarMax, we buy all the cars.
Your Tampa Bay area forecast, mostly sunny, high 77. Mostly clear tonight, the low 61. Tomorrow, partly cloudy and warmer, high 78. For more news, weather, and traffic, tune to WFLA at 94.5 in St. Pete, 105.9 in Tampa, or 99.1 in Newport Richey.
This report is sponsored by Staples. Right now, during Staples Chair Event, save up to 40% on a huge selection of chairs for your home or office. Get the Staples Merit Desk chair for $99.99. That's a $70 savings. Offer ends 2/9/19 while supplies last. Staples.
Now, a 1250 WHNZ market update.
Wall Street today, markets opening up in the green. Dow up 84 to 25,323 points. NASDAQ gaining 27. And the S&P Index up by 6. Don't forget you can ask Google or Alexa to play 1250 WHNZ. Even set up an alarm to turn us on right as you get up. And you can also check out the iHeartRadio app through your app store or at WHNZ.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Natural Factors, where great health begins. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. Celsius, live fit. Flora, 100 years of herbal wisdom. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
There's a new study it took a look at, it was a meta-analysis, a systematic review meta-analysis study, took a look at several studies that explored the relationship between taking dietary supplements and preventing dementia. Now, I don't know what led those researchers to believe that taking vitamin C or taking B vitamins or selenium or any of the other supplements that these people took in all these different studies that they collapse into one would prevent dementia. I would have never hypothesized that. No way. Let me tell you why. The risk factors and causes of dementia generally, and Alzheimer's specifically, are quite varied and formidable. You got neurodegenerative causes. You got cerebrovascular causes. You have infection-related causes. You have toxic metabolic causes. You have traumatic causes. And you're telling me that vitamin C is going to help fight that constellation of causes by itself, independent of that person's diet and lifestyle and genetic inheritance? Please, stop it. I'm a big fan of supplementation, and I also, when I go to Mass, there's holy, which is not very often, but there's holy water there. I don't drink it thinking that it's going to cure me. Heredity plays a role in causing certain forms of dementia, such as Alzheimer's. And many other factors are involved that I just alluded to. Know this. If you smoke heavily, if you drink heavily, if your diet is horrible, you don't exercise, you lead a sedentary existence, do you increase the odds of suffering of some form of dementia? Absolutely. No doubt. When you understand what the mechanism of action is for dementia. Dementia is the result of damaged nerve cells in your brain. It's based on part of the brain that is damaged. So there's literally neuronal damage. People with dementia are affected differently. Everybody is unique. Brain cells that are damaged cannot do what? They can't communicate with other brain cells. Once the neuron is damaged, it's cut off, so to speak, from interacting with the other cells of the brain. The brain's magnificence, one of its features, is all of those billions of neurons are able to interact with one another. So when the neurons begin to die, and given that they now can't communicate with the other constellation, with the whole constellation of neurons, that affects the way the person thinks, the way they behave, how they feel, whether or not they can remember, and whether or not they can even move their body. As I said, there are different causes of dementia. Neurodegeneration is the most common biological cause and leads quite often to the thing that people fear a lot, which is Alzheimer's. With neurodegeneration, what's going on there, the brain cells, they're neurons, there are billions of them, they get damaged. They break down and they die. They become inert, so to speak. And it's permanent and it's progressive. That's what's insidious about it. You say, well, you got billions of them. As far as I'm concerned, I need every neuron I got. And then you have different the types of dementia that result from neurodegeneration include what? Alzheimer's, dementia with what's called Lewy bodies, frontotemporal dementia, Parkinson's disease dementia, Huntington's disease dementia type. Then you can talk about the cerebrovascular causes of dementia, where you have the blood vessels to your brain. You got two arteries, carotid arteries getting to your brain, where the blood gets to the brain. And those, if the blood vessels to the brain are damaged or atherosclerotic, they can hemorrhage, they can malform, they can cause blockages, these arteries. And blockage is a common, frequent problem with dementia. So atherosclerosis is connected to dementia. It's most often caused by stroke, heart disease, and hardening of the blood vessels. That's atherosclerosis. That supplied the brain with oxygenated blood and nourished blood. Then what about infections? You can get in. You starting to get this picture? Viruses, bacteria, parasites can also destroy the brain cells. And these guys marched off and did this study, thinking that taking B vitamins, and I haven't even gotten to toxic and metabolic causes. I haven't even got to the traumatic causes. But I don't need to. You get the point. But all that being said, does that mean you can't take certain supplements to enhance the performance of your brain? No, it doesn't mean that. Does it mean that you shouldn't take supplements to protect your brain? No, it doesn't mean that either. What it means is that you should have a reasonable expectation. If you can prevent your carotid arteries from becoming occluded with plaque, that gives you an edge. It increases your chances of not suffering from dementia. I had a neighbor, I won't mention his name. He had 3 brothers. 3. All 3 died of heart disease and had dementia. And so did he. He was genetically coded. Now, could he have done things in his life to increase his chances of living longer? Yes, he could have. But to say that it will prevent it? No, I wouldn't go that far. I would say it gives you a longer period of time whereby you may not suffer from it. And that's good, no? I'll take it. So I'm not shocked that they didn't find that these certain supplements prevented dementia. It's unreasonable. We had a question about supplements. Should you change them up? And yes, you should, and I'll tell you how or in what ways and why. supplements, you have to have reasonable expectations, and you have to follow certain principles. What inspires my comment is that study I just reported on, where the researchers were disappointed that they didn't find a correlation between taking dietary supplements and preventing dementia. I could have saved them a lot of time and effort and money. I don't know why. They must have looked at some studies, individual studies, and saw maybe a pattern and thought, you know what? Maybe if we collapse all these data and let's do a meta-analysis. This is a systematic review, meta-analysis, and we can find maybe a big effect. I wouldn't have expected that. Knowing what I know about dementia, that insidious disease, and what I know about dietary supplements, I just wouldn't have gone there. And you heard my argument. I said something to the effect of, paraphrasing myself, I said, given the argument I made that you shouldn't expect the supplements to do that, that doesn't mean you shouldn't take them for your brain health. It doesn't mean that they can't make some contribution to your health, your brain health, your cognitive health. But I said it's not going to necessarily prevent dementia from happening. Let me read to you something I found. I swear to you, and Gary's a witness, I didn't see this until the commercial break. Quote, while it is not possible to prevent Alzheimer's disease, which I said, and other related dementias, there are steps one can take to decrease the chance of developing dementia, close quote. That is exactly what I had said. And I hadn't even read this. It's from the Dementia Care Central website. That's the point. You can decrease the chance. Dementia is almost, it's not, you're not going to prevent it necessarily. What are some things you could do? I'll quote again from this website. It's exactly what I said. Examples include not smoking. I said that. Getting exercise. I said that. Stimulating the mind with puzzles. I didn't say that, but that's a good idea. And reading. Maintaining a nutritious diet. I said that. And getting sufficient vitamin D. I didn't say that. Close quote. So it's your diet. You see what I'm saying? It always goes back to diet and lifestyle and your genetic inheritance. Those are the three big variables. And within those variables, those domains, are scores of other variables. If it were only that easy, well, just take some vitamin X or mineral D and whatever, and everything's going to be fine and dandy. You'll never get dementia. That's silly. That's silly. What can you expect? First of all, we had a question from whom?
April.
April.
It was Richie Politano.
No, the supplement question first.
The supplement question was my question.
Oh. Okay. And then the other question about
April was about skin health.
Okay. What did she say? Can you read her?
Yeah, let me get back to it real quick.
She had a question about dry skin during the wintertime. I just wrote, and Gary produced a commercial for Reviva on dry skin.
How many people are miserable with their dry skin right now? 60 to 80 degree difference in temps within the past 3 days, and the dryness in the air is horrid. It's time for room humidifiers. That's a question, or any other suggestions. She's woken up with irritated, dry red patches all over her face.
Okay, let me pull up the. I'm looking for the commercial I wrote for Reviva. I'll find it. Reviva Labs is a wonderful company. Their supplements are cosmetic in nature. Let me pull up this commercial. I just wrote this and voiced it, then Gary produced it. Harsh winter weather can damage the delicate skin of your hands and face. That's true. April is a case. The winter months also bring what? Low humidity, which does what? It dehydrates the skin. The skin becomes dehydrated because the protective oils are lost, and naturally occurring water in the skin will escape. So that's the mechanism of action. And one of the best ways to counteract the dehydrating effects of wintry weather is to moisturize the skin. Revivo Labs to the rescue, and with its hydrating collection. It's a wonderful collection. Included among the collection are reviewed ingredients such as hyaluronic acid, collagen, and plant extract, nice and moist. You know. Winter. Yeah. Beautiful, but can be challenging. We come back. We're going to get into a number of other things. You hear me talk about mindfulness a lot, and for good reason. Well, apparently, somebody had enough good sense now to start teaching this to children. But where on the planet did they have the good sense to do that? I'll let you know.